Hi, my name's Anastasia Testimony. I'm 36 years old. I have 3 kids. I have twins that are 2.5 and a 4-year-old son. And basically why I decided to come here is after the twin pregnancy and having a C-section, my abs were completely just out of whack. I also had an umbilical hernia. So I chose this DRI Tuck method because I felt like it was the most aligned to the experience that I wanted to have for recovery, and then also the aesthetic. After I delivered the twins, I just felt so different than my first pregnancy. I remember going to my first doctor's appointment after giving birth and telling my OBGYN, I don't feel like my abs coming back together. She told me just wait, your body's still recovering, go to Pilates. And so I did. For 2 years, I worked out really, really hard, got back to my pre-baby weight after the twins. But the main issue was that every time I wasn't engaging my abs, my stomach would just kind of be really easily bloated. And I looked like I was basically 4 months pregnant. And there's all these websites of diastasis recti exercises that you can try. And so I pretty much made the decision that I wanted to go down the surgery route. I've never done any even cosmetic early procedures. It was a really big deal for me to do this. And I think there is a stigma around tummy tucks, mommy makeovers. I found Dr. Iraniha's website based on his type of procedure. And so that's when I really started getting interested in his method specifically. The laparoscopic surgery, minimally invasive, the robotic surgery, so much better, 10,000 times better. And I think part of what helped me get over that stigma was that I think a lot of times people associate tummy tuck, mini tuck with just caring about aesthetic. And when I healed 10 times better, all of my workouts, my core stability, my posture, I had been used to feeling not normal for so long, that was my normal. And now I feel back to before I even had kids. I notice it the most in my workout, and I notice it the most in my posture. Even before I did my consultation with him, I had looked up a bunch of galleries online. His gallery really sold me because the women that I saw in his gallery looked similar to my body type. So what I had from the outside, no one would know that I needed a procedure done. It was more of what I was feeling internally. So when I looked at his gallery, I was wow, these women look like they're already in shape. Some women would probably say they don't need surgery, but I knew what they were feeling that wasn't close to normal. The tummy tucks that either go all the way around your waist or the ones that go waist to waist, I wasn't sure if I was ready to make that commitment. But the DRI Tuck procedure, one, it was minimally invasive, laparoscopic, quick recovery time. And the scar was pretty minimal. With the DRI Tuck, I think my scar only ended up being a little bit longer, and it was super low. Not able to be visible wearing a bathing suit or a bikini or anything. So I don't know, when I saw that method, I was this sounds exactly what I want. I didn't have strong expectations, but it was better than what I could have imagined. I think the first day was just really, really rough. By the second day, I was actually able to make it upstairs, take a shower. Third day, I was walking around, not completely back to normal, of course. And by the 4th day, honestly, I was back at my desk. The recovery was just so fast. I was prepared to take the next week off of work, but then I also felt I wanted to be productive. And so I had the binder and I was completely fine to sit at my desk. I feel after 4 weeks, I was ready to work out, and I didn't. I followed doctor's orders, but I was I'm ready to go. I was this was amazing. The most incredible consultation. He took so much time with me during the consultation. And I feel that experience and that interaction, I just didn't feel rushed. I loved that he offered it over Zoom. I live not in the area, so it was nice to, that was just nice to have that convenience. He was able to diagnose through Zoom what was going on. And I think the biggest thing for me was that he validated how I was feeling and what I was experiencing, where I had previously gone to my general physician and my OBGYN that were just oh, just do Pilates, just do this, you don't have that. And right away he was yeah, I can see it. I can see through Zoom what's going on, why you're feeling this way. And then he was able to explain, hey, you can try and do this naturally, but unless you do this surgically, and here's my method and what I do, then that's probably never gonna be satisfied with the results on its own. And then explain to me his procedure, how it was minimally invasive, what the recovery time would look like. So I think, yeah, the consultation for me was just an 11 out of 10 experience. Every question I asked, just very thoughtful responses and made me feel really comfortable. And then the staff was incredible, just very communicative. And even the day I believe it was the day after my surgery, and I think even the day of, but he called my phone. I think my husband answered just to check on me from his personal number, and I just like thought that was so thoughtful too. Absolutely, I would 1000%. That's why I'm so passionate about talking about his method and his procedure on social media, because I just had a great experience end to end. Every appointment that I've come to for a checkup, he's always taken his time to explain things to me, even outside of what's going on specifically with me. So yeah, I couldn't say enough good things. I love his staff. It's weird because like I only got one procedure done, but I feel like I'm like kind of like part of the family. 1000% would recommend.